Call somebody! Hello, Lions fans, and welcome to Lions on the Prowl. My name's Jim.
And this is Marcus. Hope everybody's enjoying the holiday weekend.
No, we are.
Yeah, we don't got to be back till Tuesday.
Tuesday. It's amazing.
That extra day is going to do me so much good.
Me too. Okay, so starting out the show, and this week we're going to start out the show with shout-outs. And Marcus, who do you have for a shout-out this week?
Well, first, I'd like to shout out my brother. Surprise trip into town. Always a good day with that guy. Love that. Love that guy. I also want to shout out to Beth, my favorite sales support, always and forever.
Yes.
Want to give a shout out to Dawn. Gives me a ride home from work every day.
Dawn of the Dead.
She's gonna get you, man.
Red Dawn.
she's gonna get you.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Just kidding. We got You got any more of that? You got one more?
Yeah, I got one more.
All right.
I want to give a shout out to this very pretty lady who has been allowing me to spend time with her. She makes me smile.
Okay.
I don't know.
That sounds good. It sounds good. It's good to smile. And if you're Lions fans, we're going to go through the 2000 to 2010 all-elite team this week, and there's not much to smile about. So, we're just giving you a little bit of a preview right there. My shout-outs, I'm going to go with Chad and Carrie, helping me out with a ride to work. Rob, who is a religious, listener to the show every single week, gives us positive feedback. We really appreciate that.
Thanks, Rob. Love you.
He's our IT maintenance guy at work. So there's just a lot of people at work that we recognize here. So if I'm going to leave anybody out, then they'll let me know on Monday or Tuesday or whenever they listen to the show. But I also want to give Beth a shout out. Beth's part of our team. She's going to be getting us guests coming up in the next, a few weeks, maybe a month. So the format of the show has changed just a little bit. It's going to be me and Marcus right now. And then Tim will come back every once in a while, and he's going to have a Maniac Minute segment that we're going to do in a little while after, probably mid-show, somewhere in there. So number one topic this week was the all-elite team that we were talking about. Best Lions players from 2000 to 2010. So a lot to say about this era, to be honest with you. It was not the best era for Lions football. We suffered the 0-16 season in 2008. Had Matt Millen to thank for all that. He even admits later that he was not up to the task.
2008, man. That was so...
For Marvel fans, I wish Thanos would have snapped in that era.
Can we just snap? Can we just have him snap this whole decade away?
You know what? I would like that because this decade really, really sucked.
Right.
But light at the end of the tunnel, we did get Matthew Stafford in 2009. So I'm going to go through, we'll go back and forth format. My running back, I didn't have a running back that I thought was any good. So I went with Corey Schlesinger. He's the fullback. He made the All-Madden team in 1999. He was Sports Illustrated All-Pro team in 2001. He made 3 Pro Bowls in 2002, 2003, and 2004. So 3 in a row for Corey Schlesinger. And that is my first All-Elite member from the 2000 to 2010 seasons.
You said we're a running back, right?
Yes.
You did a fullback. I got James Stewart.
Yeah,
I mean,
I thought he was kind of a disappointment.
I mean, yeah, I agree, but he did have 1,000 yards 2 out of the 3 seasons that he played with Detroit in 2000 and 2002.
Well, that hasn't been done a while. For us. So, okay, I got
James
you
Stewart.
on that one. I got you on that one.
I also got Kevin Smith. I mean, he was a little productive. He wasn't spectacular. He wasn't great.
Right.
But
right. No, I agree with you on Kevin Smith. Kevin Jones maybe as well.
Yeah.
But my problem
Honorable
with
mention.
all of these players is I don't think they ever made the Pro Bowl. I don't, I'm looking at this and I'm saying to myself, these are good players, okay? But they're not great players. There's a difference between Barry Sanders and, Stewart. You know what I'm saying? So I think we're losing something in this whole era where I'm remembering these guys like they're amazing. And when I went to look it up, some of them are and some of them weren't. Some of them I had better memories of as a fan than I did as an outside observer. So I think us as fans, we look at our team like, oh, this guy's really, really good, or that guy's really, really good. And then we don't recognize it from the national perspective on how we look at our team. We look at it through like rose-colored glasses, I guess I would want to say, or Honolulu blue glasses, I guess.
We haven't really been, blessed with all that talent that some franchises have. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that transcending coach or that
Joe
quarterback.
Montana,
we don't have
Rice.
that quarterback that'll bring something new to the game that wasn't here before. I talked last week about transcending players.
Yes.
We don't develop them. We don't. They're not attracted to Detroit. We can't get them to come here, and it's showing. It's showing.
We don't develop our own very well. They usually take a step back in their second year or third year instead of make leaps forward. I mean, there's a lot of guys on this list that I saw that have that. But let's go through our list. Who do you have at quarterback?
Is this a real question?
It is a real question.
Well, seeing as how Stafford was drafted in 2009, I think he qualifies, right?
Yes.
We don't need to say anything else about quarterback.
I had John Kitna too, and there was no reason.
Dude.
He was the only one there. I mean,
Dude.
if you look at some of the quarterbacks that we had Culpepper when he was on his last leg.
Did you just say Kitna?
Kitna. We had Harrington, and he was terrible.
Kitna was terrible too.
They were all terrible. That's why the point.
That's why I said we had no more to discuss after Stafford.
Right. I mean, the next decade will be much better because Barry Sanders retired in '99.
Yeah, but you see that I was just a wee youngin' back then, so I might not have too much to say.
That'll be all right.
I mean, I'm gonna put in my 2 cents.
All right. So I've looked up. My next people are wide receiver.
Roy Williams.
You got Roy Williams. I have Roy Williams too. Pro Bowl in 2006.
When he was acquired in 2004, he was known as the Insta starter.
Oh, awesome!
Like they knew
right away.
You're about to be number one. So
he made the Pro Bowl in 2006.
Yep,
he was also the receiving
third
leader 2006. Yeah,
his third year with Detroit,
and we traded him to Dallas for a third and first round pick.
Oh. Stick a gum in the Tic Tac. Look at that.
Yeah, well, first round pick was pretty good. Also, in 2008, I think 2008, we drafted a man named Calvin Johnson. So he might be okay.
Was that 2008, really?
Yeah. He was a year before Stafford. He went 0-16 his rookie year.
Oh, yeah, that man deserves it. That man definitely deserves mention.
And I got one more, and it's Oz Hakeem. And the reason I'm mentioning this is he holds the honor of scoring the first touchdown ever at Ford Field. So it's not because he's a lead or anything. I just added it in there, and we probably won't vote on him, but it was just an added side note.
I mean,
so
that's fun fact.
Fun fact. Fun fact. For tight end, I had no one, although we did sign Megatron's partner, dropped him as prime, Pettigrew in 2009. I didn't have any tight ends. Did you?
No, I mean, I was going to mention dropped him as too, but...
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's
pretty much got that covered.
Yeah. O-line, I have Jeff Backus. Number one, we did him last week. I think you had him last week.
Yes.
He had 186 starts in a row, but he never made the Pro Bowl. He didn't win any awards, but he was steady.
He was durable.
He was steady, durable. He was a rock. So I put him out there. Do you have anybody else on the O-line?
Not for O-line. I mean, that's why our running backs did so poor.
Okay, I have three. Dominic Raiola. So is the next one.
Yeah, I guess there might be a couple from last week that we can throw in here.
Yeah, he's a center. He got the Chuck Hughes Most Improved Award in 2002. 2014 Thanksgiving game, he became the first player in Lions history to start 200 games.
Ooh.
So that's him. Damian Woody was playing center as well. He was a Pro Bowl alternate in 2004, and that's all I got from this era, which sucked. Defensively, we were a little better. So What's the next one? You want to go defensive line?
I don't have any defensive linemen.
I have 5.
I'm glad you got that covered.
I have Robert Porcher, defensive end, 3-time Pro Bowler, 1997, 99, 2001, 3 times All-Pro, 97, 99, 2001, same years. First team All-NFC in 1999. So that's Robert Porcher. Sean Rogers, defensive tackle, second team All-Pro in 2004, and All-Pro in 2004 and 2005.
I forgot about Sean Rogers. I should have had that. I remember one game he got a fumble recovery from like the 1 yard line.
And
took
he
it
ran
all the way to the house.
Yeah, I remember
took it all the way
one.
to the house. He's on the sideline. They're giving him fresh oxygen. They're like, "Here, breathe, big boy. Breathe, big boy. You did a lot of work out there."
He was drafted and he had an ankle injury, and so we questioned his durability and all that. But he played really well for the Lions, I thought. I got Big Daddy Dan Wilkinson, defensive tackle. We caught him at the end of his career, but he was an All-Pro by Sports Illustrated in 2003. Cliff Averill, who played with the Lions. He won a Super Bowl somewhere else as well, like most people do, because they won't win it here.
You know.
And I have Luther Ellis, defensive tackle, 2-time Pro Bowler in 99 and 2000. So that's my list of defensive linemen. Okay, I'm going to linebacker position. Do you have anybody on that one?
I do.
Okay.
I have someone by the name of Ernie Sims.
I have the same.
I mean, he wasn't, hone in on the ball linebacker. He wasn't that
right. He could hit
fly everywhere.
Oh my god!
But yeah, the man
dude devastated people.
The man would deliver one, and it bone rattling.
Yeah, you'd feel it.
Like he was that one where the running back got up, scratching the back of his neck.
Mm-hmm. Just got popped.
Spine, you know what I'm saying?
You just got popped.
And Ernie Sims was there looking at him, licking his chops like, yeah, that means I did my job.
He started all 16 games his rookie season at outside linebacker. He had 124 tackles, 81 solo tackles, and was credited with a half a sack and a pass deflection. But on December 3rd against the New England Patriots, well, they weren't as good as they are now. Sims had a career-high 13 tackles, made a key tackle on 4th down to give the Lions a big win against Dallas. And on September 3rd, 2007, Sims was named one of the 5 captains for the 2007 Detroit Lions.
Yeah, it says right here he played all 16 games, 3 out of his 4 seasons with Detroit.
Yeah, so he was durable as well. This is another example of somebody we draft. We think they're really, really good. They look like they're really good, and then they just kind of tail off. Mediocre. That's what happened to Ernie Sims. He fell into mediocrity. He never made a Pro Bowl, never an All-Pro. So it's like these are the type of people we're getting. If you look at other teams, they're getting Pro Bowl players. We're getting, B and C type players.
And like looking through the career of Sims, he got better every year. I'm saying once he was in Detroit, he spent his last 4 years his first 4 years in Detroit. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And those were his best 4 years.
Yeah. And he knew he was done at the end of them. And it just drives me nuts. I'll be honest about it.
Mediocre after that. I mean, he was always.
But they never get to that pinnacle level. You know what I mean? Outside of Barry Sanders, I believe Matthew Stafford. I know Tim hates him, but
Calvin Johnson.
That's it. I mean, who else have we really had? That's been Billy Sims way back when. But who are the players that just turn a franchise around?
We'll get there. Don't worry. We'll get there. We still got a couple decades to go.
But DB, I got Dre Bly.
Yes.
2-time Pro Bowler 2003, 2004, All-Pro in 2003. And he was a ball hawk. That guy, he was after the ball.
Yes.
He was taking some chances out there.
Yeah, always.
Sometimes it paid off, sometimes it didn't. But,
sometimes you just, what are you doing? But sometimes
yeah.
can't believe he did that.
Yeah. He was a good player. Again, I don't think he's like an elite level player. How do you say that, though? I mean, he did make the Pro Bowl 2 times. But we're talking about players that are in the Hall of Fame now. And we don't have that. In this entire decade, we don't have that. Jason Hansen should be. I'm going to specialist now, and I'm going to get a kick returner in the specialist. Do you have any specialists at all?
I mean, you mean besides the man that we should just send straight to heaven?
Yes, besides that guy.
Oh, no, just
Eddie Drummond. He was a kick returner and a Pro Bowl selection in 2004. He's also All-Pro in 2004. Pretty good kick returner for the Lions, but like I said, it's like nothing special. It's something that, you know. And some of these players, okay, they make the Pro Bowl, but this is also in an era that the Pro Bowl is not as popular. It's starting to lose its popularity. So some of the players were either injured or they didn't play. They elected not to go. So they got the Pro Bowl selection over somebody else that probably was more qualified. You know, so I'm just letting people know that just because you're an All-Pro doesn't mean, you know, or Pro Bowl selection doesn't mean that necessarily you were the best at your position. So
there's a lot of gray area. There's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts about the Pro Bowl.
There really is. Especially nowadays. I mean, it started then, but it's really bad now. Of course, we've got God here next. Jason Hansen, second-round draft pick in 1992. He took over for Steady Eddie Murray, who we've been blessed with good kickers in Detroit. We really have. We've gone from Eddie Murray to Jason Hansen and now Matt Prater. I think that department, if we could have other positions be like that, I think we discussed that last week. I think we would actually make the Super Bowl.
I mean, the football gods don't totally hate us.
Yeah, they gave us a kicker. The Bears have a problem with that. The Packers have a problem with that. But we don't.
They don't completely hate us. They don't. I mean, of all the football gods' children, they don't hate us the most. You know what I'm saying? They hate us, but they don't hate us the most.
I think that was safe for Cleveland, but
it's all Reggie
now
Bush's
Cleveland's
fault.
turning around.
It's all Reggie Bush's fault. He brought that damn Kardashian curse.
He's the only celebrity I think we've had on this team. Pretty much. Unless you count Stafford, because he does commercials and stuff.
Damn you, Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush. Jason Hansen, I'll go through all of his accolades. It's crazy. Two-time Pro Bowler, 97-99. AP second-team All-Pro, 97. SN first-team All-Pro, 1993. Consensus All-American in 89. Offensive Rookie of the Year in 92. That's amazing to me. That your kicker is the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Not a running back, not a quarterback, not a wide receiver. Kicker. That was something. PFW Golden Toe Award in 2008. Two-time PFW First Team All-NFC, 93 and 99.
Did you say he had a Golden Toe Award?
Golden Toe Award.
He has the foot of Midas.
Yes, he has the Midas. But if he turned the football to gold, he wouldn't be able to kick it. So I don't think that's the truth.
He has the foot of Midas.
The foot of Midas.
Everything he kicks turns to gold.
Pretty much.
Or should we say goal?
Yeah, goal.
Everything he kicks turns to goal.
Most field goals of 40 yards or more in Lions history, 189.
Jesus.
Most consecutive field goals of 40 years old, 24, from 2007 to 2009. Became the second player in league history after Jason Elam to score 200 points against three teams as division rivals, the Packers, the Bears, and Vikings. Most career games with one NFL team. That was 327 games. He has the most career seasons with one NFL team at 21. And on December 18th, 2011, he became the first player in NFL history to score 2,000 points with one franchise. Just amazing. Also, he has the most career game-winning field goals in overtime with 9. He's tied with Jason Elam, Jim Breach, and Steve Christie. But this guy was amazing. He's probably the best player of this era, because Calvin Johnson just gets drafted and Matthew Stafford just gets drafted. You know, I have some other ones that I think are really good, but no one has the accolades of Jason Hansen.
I agree.
I had a punter in this as well.
Yeah, because he gets a lot of reps. You know,
Nick Harris. He was signed as a replacement for John Jett, established himself as the punter for the remainder of the season. 2005, he was named Special Teams MVP by the Detroit Lions Quarterback Club, the official booster of the Lions. And what's funny is we're talking about all these people, right, that are just average or not Jason Hansen.
I mean, we are talking about the Lions, right?
So they had this guy. I was doing research in 2007. They actually had a guy named Patrick Body. So just another body on the team.
Just another body who happened to be named Patrick.
Patrick Body. Okay. So we're going to topic number 2 right now. Who you got? That's what we're going to do this week. And we're going to go with these different categories. Breakout rookie, sophomore slump, breakout second-year player, most impactful free agent. Okay? So we're going to start with you. Breakout rookie.
Breakout rookie. I got Hawkinson, man.
I do too.
Watching those OTAs,
I do too.
He grew on me. I was a little skeptical about him being our first pick because I would rather just had a better lineman. But I mean, I think he's going to do well.
Yeah, I do too.
I think he's going to do well after what I saw.
And I actually have 2, which I shouldn't, but I do. Austin Bryant is my sleeper pick. That dude from Clemson's defensive line came back to school to win a national championship.
Yeah, he definitely had my honorable mention. I didn't know we could do 2.
Linebacker, I think he's going to blow it up. I really do. I think he's going to blow it up. He's going to be the Deshaun Hand of this year.
Let's do it.
4th round pick, same thing. Yeah, I think so. Sophomore slump, who do you got?
I think this has a very strong possibility of being Kerryon Johnson.
Kerryon Johnson, that was an interesting pick. Why?
If he gets injured again,
yep.
It's going to be more detrimental for his long-term career.
I agree with that.
If he gets injured again.
Because he's labeled injury prone. And I already said that. I've already said on this show that that's the knock that I have on him. I went with Tracy Walker. And the reason I selected Tracy Walker is because he probably will be starting this year. And that's a load of responsibility on a second-year player. I think he's up to it. I didn't see anybody that was going to take a step back, so I want to say that. I think Kerryon Johnson's a good pick, but I also think he could really break out as well. If he doesn't get injured, he could have a 1,000-yard season.
I agree.
So it's really – I looked at all the players selected from last year. I honestly don't see any of them taking a step back. That's the way I feel about it. But if I had to pick one, you twisted my arm, I'd go with Tracy Walker.
I don't think any of them would have a step back. I don't think if Kerryon Johnson gets injured, it would be a step back for him. I just don't think he'll be able to move forward.
I agree with that.
I feel like, because like you said, he is listed as injury prone.
Yes.
So that injury could come at any time, and if it comes at the wrong time.
So
sophomore slump.
Now we're going to go the opposite way. The breakout player. The breakout second-year player. So the guys we drafted last year, who's going to bust out this year?
I think now that they did that whole O-line shuffle, I think that's going to help. So I'm gonna have to say Ragnow, but I'm going to leave it at that because we're coming back to this later.
And I actually had Ragnow as well. And we are going to come back to this later. So I had Frank Ragnow as well. The move to center, I think, will be a very good one for him, and we will go with that for now. Most impactful free agent.
Danny Amendola.
Really?
Yes.
That's a surprise.
I think he's going to come in and he's going to make... it's been said that Matt Stafford throws a hard ball.
He does.
That's why, Pettigrew had such a hard time.
Ebron has said the same thing. Calvin Johnson had a broken finger. He broke Darius Slay's finger last year getting an interception. So yeah, very valid.
It happens. So I think Amendola is one of those receivers who has soft hands. I think it's going to be a little bit of a challenge from the catching passes from Tom Brady to now Matt Stafford. I think that might be a little bit different for him, but I think he's going to be able to.
Well, he was down in Miami last year, though.
That's what I meant to say, but
so it was Cutler for a minute, and then
that's what I meant to say. I don't know why I'm so used to him being.
Yeah, he was with them for quite a while.
The Patriots, but either way it goes, it's going to be different for him. But I think he comes in and he makes an immediate impact
I kind of agree with you. As a veteran presence, he's already had comments by Kenny Galladay about how his work ethic is, how good he is. I mean, how much he stays on task.
And we still got Marvin Jones.
And we still got Marvin Jones.
So I think, like, those three.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. My most impactful free agent, I said, was Trey Flowers. And the reason I'm saying this is because not only is he developing a pass rush game, because I don't think he's there yet. I don't think he's at his peak, but he's really good against the run. And so Pim, Snacks, you got that entire defensive line. Deshaun Hand's going to play a role in that. Ashawn Robinson plays a role in that. I think that's going to be really difficult to run on the Lions, and that makes your team one-dimensional. And in this system, if you're one-dimensional, we got people coming from the linebacker spot. We got people coming from safety, corner. We're going to harass your quarterback. They're going to throw interceptions. We're going to get turnovers. So I think that Trey Flowers is a huge addition to this team, especially if he stays healthy.
That's fair. I mean, I agree. He was definitely an honorable mention.
An honorable mention. Okay, topic number 3 today. What player do you think will be a surprise cut or traded by the Lions? And maybe not a surprise, but
I think it's too early to tell.
Okay.
I think once we see a couple games and we see what they've been working on in the offseason and how they can incorporate all the players to that, they'll then decide who is most valuable and who they can get that would be more valuable.
Right.
So I just think it's a little too early to tell. I'd like to see a couple drives, a game or two before I know.
I have to disagree. And the reason I do is because there are certain things you can see by the number of players at the position. So my number 1 is Michael Roberts, tight end. We got Isaac Nada. We got Jesse James. We've got Haken Loogie. We've got enough tight ends at the position to where does he fall on the depth chart? Is he somebody that we can rely on, or is he somebody that we will get rid of? And I honestly do see us getting rid of him. We're not going to carry 4 or 5 tight ends.
I mean, that's possible, but I mean, aren't they just changing up their rotation?
I don't think so. I mean, what I'm hearing is Nada is better than James, is better than Jesse James. So if you look at it, you've got Hawkinson, you've got Nada, you've got Jesse James. Where does he fit in? Is he 4th tight end? And you forget about Logan Thomas, who they got from the Buffalo Bills. We are stacked at tight end right now, and I'm not sure that he makes the cut. Just being honest. So that's a position. Theo Riddick is another guy I think that we could possibly get rid of because New England likes a 4 running back rotation. We already have 4 running backs. We have C.J. Anderson, Zach Zenner. Now the name's escaping me again. Ty Johnson, and then Carry on. So we have those 4. Now, did we get to keep Theo Riddick? Do we move him out in the slot? What do we do with Theo Riddick now? Because he's a better pass catcher than he is a pure running back anyway. And some teams may value that, and we may be able to get something for him. So I think he is a candidate to be traded, to be honest. So that's a guy I'm looking at because of his contract too.
I like Theo Riddick. I think he adds surprise. Like I think he adds. You know what I'm saying? He can be thrown in and he can be an X factor.
But are they going to do that in Darrell Bevell's offense? I just don't see it as much. I think Carrion can catch the ball pretty well. I don't see that. C.J. Anderson's pretty good. What I've seen of Ty Johnson, he seems to be able to be a pretty good pass catching running back, but he also has that speed and shiftiness. He's a kick returner. If he makes the team, my next one will shock people. Jamal Agnew.
For some reason, I knew you were going to say that.
Will shock people because if you look at our defensive backfield, we just acquired Will Harris. We got that guy from the Bucks. We've got, we have one guy retire, but we've acquired a lot of talent in the defensive backfield. So where does he fit in? I mean,
isn't he a punt returner too?
He's a punt returner, kick returner. But I think that if we have Johnson, maybe he's expendable, and it's possible we could get something in return for him.
What, another stick of gum and a Tic Tac?
And Tic Tac, yeah, pretty much. But I would keep him. I'm just throwing it out there, guys. How many people can you keep at one position? If it comes down to it, you know,
I mean, I'm not
of?
saying you're wrong. I just said I want to see the tight end rotation. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the running back rotation, and then from there, I mean, you could very well be right. We could visit this again, and I could. You remember that day?
Yeah,
you said that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And Cole, we have Coleman for the slot. You know, we got the Rashawn Melvin, maybe as a 2. That 5th round pick, Amari, I can't pronounce his last name.
Yeah, we'll just Amari,
like a dog or something. I don't know what the hell. Anyway, so we got him. You know, of course, we've got a lot of depth at safety. Quandre Diggs, Will Harris, we just got. Well, we haven't signed him yet. He's the only guy from our draft that we haven't signed yet. Is Will Harris, but he's a 3rd round pick. That sometimes happens. We'll have him in here before. I would think before the next OTAs or the next, mini camp or whatever.
Let's hope.
But we have so much depth and so many players. Well, there's another player. There's a couple other players I was thinking of on this, but I'm going to leave it at those 3, and we'll see what happens later. Okay. Oh, sad news to report, and we got this last week, but I didn't mention it. Gunther Cunningham, former defensive coordinator at the Lions, he dies at 72 years old. He was old when he was on our team, but he was fiery. I mean, he was a fiery. I think he was in the Schwartz era.
That, and he had a great mind. He had a great football mind. He did.
Yes.
Something that we don't see come through Detroit too often.
No, that's true.
And we just want to tell him and his family that we are very grateful.
Yes.
And that we are sad to see him go. Our prayers out to them.
Yep. Also, the Lions tried to sign Jermaine Kearse, and he declined. And this is a Darrell Bevell move because he was playing with the Seahawks. One of the highlights I seen, he dropped a pass on the sidelines. I'm not overly thrilled with him anyway, but it does show us that the Lions are looking for wide receiver help. And right now, I don't know who's out. I remember, I think Marvin Jones is still out. I want to say, I can't remember the other guy that's out, but I think Kenny Galladay is still there right now. But there's only like a Amendola and him or somebody like that because there's a lot of injury right now. So they're looking for another wide receiver.
Yeah, but I think if it's not Kearse, that's not really a problem.
Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, it's kind of like pick somebody off the scrap heap type thing.
Right,
for
like
me.
he's no superstar.
I didn't think he was that great.
Like, he's getting older too, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know his age, but I probably should have looked that up.
I don't think no Kearse, no added problems. That's what I have. No Kearse, no problem.
I get that. Now we're going to talk about OTAs, and that is right where we wanted to talk about Frank Ragnow. Remember, we said we were going to leave this till later. So Frank Ragnow is taking snaps at center. Glasgow has moved to right guard, and there's a lot. I am really, really happy with this move, and we're hoping that this translates into the season. Because last year when Frank Ragnow was taking snaps at left guard, we thought, well, maybe it's just to get him trained at that position. But no, that was the position he played all year long. I think he had 1 snap at center last year. And that was it. So, but as I'm going through this, I have some information on this. I don't know if you do or not. Do you want to talk about that real quick?
Now, this may only be like my second show, but clearly I know you guys can tell that I have a problem with our offensive line.
Yes.
I have a big problem with our offensive line. And I think this is the right first step.
I agree.
I think because Ragnow, he played center in college, right?
Yes.
Didn't he? And he
didn't give up a sack.
He was a better center in college.
Yep.
I think this is a great move. I think that this is the right step on getting our offensive line in the right track.
I've got some information. Connor McGinnis from PFF, which is Pro Football Focus, explained why he says the reality is at that position change, it could be the difference between the Lions have a starting caliber guard and an elite level center who could go on to be the best in the NFL. Now, he didn't say one of the best. He said the best. Also, he says, looking at the grades of both college level and his rookie season in Detroit, the difference is clear as day. At Arkansas, he started his career at guard, but then moved to center for his final 2 years. And then it drastically changed in the PFF grades. So at guard, he was an 80.6 overall in the PFF grading system. 67.9 pass block, which isn't great. 86.6 run block, which is respectable.
And these are PFFs, right?
Yes,
okay.
This is PFF grading. At center, though, he raises from an 80 to a 92.5, an almost elite grade. An 81.6 pass block grade
where he was
from
67. Where he was a 67 before.
0.9, yeah. Run block 94.4, and he was at 86.6. It takes our team from having no elite offensive lineman to one, in my opinion.
By just
moving him
a placement switch.
Yeah. Moving him to his natural position.
The right move. I think it was the right move for the offensive line.
And he's comfortable with calling the plays for the offensive line. Now, the other thing you get is when you move Glasgow, or Glassnose, or whatever his name is, to right guard. Sorry, I had to do it. At right guard, he's long enough to play right guard. I think he's agile enough to play it. And I think he would be better than Wiggins or somebody that we would put in that spot. Of course, we're going to move him to right guard. But in the left guard position, you're getting the three-technique tackle. So usually that's a swifter, faster pass-rushing tackle. He also is very smart because he's been calling the offensive line plays since he's pretty much got here. So you're taking a center, moving him over to guard. You're taking a guy who's a natural center and putting him in his normal position. Now you've got two guys that think like a center running that offensive line. I think it's a really good move for both players.
I agree.
Not just one.
I agree. Ragnow is now more comfortable.
Yes.
And Stafford is now more safe.
Maybe. Because we still have Wiggins. We still have... Sorry, we do.
Maybe they'll be able to open up a couple more holes. Maybe I don't have to worry about my sophomore slump being Kerryon Johnson because maybe he'll have some running room. I'm interested in seeing how it's going. I'm very excited to see this offensive line. See if I'm going to be bashing them again next year.
Yeah, I think you will. That's my personal opinion.
It is very possible.
I was talking to Tim about this too. If you add Hawkinson and Nauta was rated top 5 in pass blocking. So, and run blocking. So he's a very good blocker, and so is Hawkinson. But you add that extra block and that extra chip on that player, it helps the offensive line, which we didn't have last year. We had just people roaming free trying to kill Stafford.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he survived.
Every play, they were roaming free.
All right, we're talking about OTAs. Now, we're going to go to a Maniac Minute right after we get through with these two things because it ties right into what Tim is speaking about this week in the Maniac Report. So, out of OTAs, Snacks wants a new deal, and so does Darius Slay. They both are missing OTAs. Do you have a problem with that?
Didn't we just pay Darius Slay?
Mm-mm. He's making, according to the cap hit, he's $16 million, but that's kind of deceiving because that includes his signing bonus and all that. So he's right around, I would say, 11 to 12 million right now. If we redo his deal, it might save us a little money this year and make him a higher paid player at his position. I think he ranks 10th or 11th highest paid corner, somewhere in there.
10th or 11th highest paid corner. And what was Detroit's defense rank last year?
Yeah, exactly.
And you want more money.
He wants more money. And so does Snacks, by the way. But it's his last chance at a deal, and we got the collective bargaining agreement coming up in 2020. A lot of players want that security with the team that they're with right now to get through that. And so you're going to see people wanting more deals this year. Yeah, this year.
Catch me a few more picks, bro.
Yeah.
Like, stop.
Do something.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Stop. Deflect a couple more passes.
Yep.
Get your head on the right side of your tackles. Wrap your arms.
So do you think it's Snacks, Harrison, and Slay? Do you think one, both, or none get extended by the Lions? Snacks is 29. He's going to be 30 in November. Slay's 28.
I think you extend it for the D-line.
Yep. You think you extend Snacks?
Yes.
Okay.
I think you extend Snacks. But I don't know about Slay. I don't know about Slay, man. He's injured.
He's got 2 years left on his deal.
He's injured all the time.
Yeah.
He misses so many tackles because his head is not on the right side of the ball. He doesn't wrap his arms. It's pass coverage. He's good.
Yeah.
But
I don't know how this is going to get done, if it's going to get done, but the Patriot way is no. I would say none. I would say neither one gets a new deal. At this point, I don't see them doing it. But I've been wrong before. Once. Once. I'm just kidding. Tease Tabor impresses. He got a pick. 2 picks off Stafford. No, not off Stafford. Off of Savage, who's a savage guy that we have as a backup. We have Connor Cook as well. Thank goodness. And Hockenloogie also looks really, really good in OTAs.
He did. He impressed me. That's why he's my breakout.
I want to go to this really quickly. Tim has some ideas about OTAs, and I want to go to that right now. Hey, Lions fans, and welcome to this brand new part of the show. We're going to call it the Maniac Report, and take it away, Tim.
Hey, thank you, Jim. All right, well, OTAs just got finished, and once again, we're hearing how great our team is. Well, but is it true? Can we buy into it? Do you buy into it? Look at the facts. Last year, we were told the same thing, and we ended up 6-10. Come on, guys. They need to prove it in real time, in real game time. I am sick and tired of every year we go through this. They'll go ahead and hype us up, and we'll go ahead and get our hopes up. And the hopium is really flowing in the city. And it's not always a bad thing, but come on, bring it on. Bring it in the field. Can we trust Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia to go ahead and make winners of the Lions? Or is it just smoke and mirrors? Will we be disappointed at the end of the year? Man, God, I hope not. I hope they got the team, got the players, got the positions filled. I hope that they can bring it on and go ahead and take us to the next level, which we need in Detroit. All of us Lions fans deserve this, but we don't deserve to be lied to. We don't deserve to just go ahead and have our hopes crushed a few weeks into the season when we really see what type of team we got. Be real. You guys decide for yourself. Is this the real thing? Is this a real deal? All right, that's it for this week.
Thanks, Tim. Yes, thanks, Tim. And this week, that's it for our show, and we really appreciate you listening to us each and every week. We'll be back next week with more NFL Lions news and rumors from the fans' perspective. Want to take us home there, Marcus?
Yeah, I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their weekend. One Pride.